Good morning, I'm Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Madhya Province Governor calls for the formation of a new government. Chief Minister Sarosh Kumar Yadav fails to secure the confidence vote. The meeting of the House of Representatives currently underway at the Parliament building. Discussions on the appropriation bill to begin from today. Process of forming a new government begins in India. Narendra Modi to become India's Prime Minister for the third consecutive term. And India beat Ireland by 8 wickets in the opening match of Group A of the ICC T20 World Cup 2024 in New York. Governor of Madhya Province Sumitra Bhandari has called for the formation of a new government in the province after Chief Minister Sarosh Kumar Yadav failed to secure the confidence vote yesterday. According to the notice issued by Secretary of the Governor's Office Satrudhan Yadav, the province governor has allocated a deadline until 10 a.m. tomorrow to register claims of the post of Chief Minister as per Sub-Article 2 of Article 168 of the Constitution of Nepal. The province government, led by Chief Minister and Janata Samajwadi leader Sarosh Kumar Yadav, collapsed yesterday after he failed to clear the floor test during the Provincial Assembly meeting. Only 50 votes were cast in his favor, while 53 were against him. 103 members had attended yesterday's meeting of the Provincial Assembly. The Chief Minister had to receive at least 54 votes to secure a majority. 19 Provincial Assembly members from Janata Samajwadi Party, 22 from Nepali Congress, 8 from Loktantrik Samajwadi Party and 1 from Rashtriya Prajatantra Party had cast their votes in his favor. Meanwhile, 24 members from CPN-UML, 13 from Janamat, 9 from CPN Maoist Centre and 7 from CPN Unified Socialist had cast their vote against him. The meeting of the House of Representatives is currently underway in capital's New Banishar. During the meeting, Minister for Energy, Water Resource and Irrigation Shakti Bahadur Basnet will propose to hold discussions for the approval of the provisions in the agreement related to the International Solar Alliance ISA. Likewise, Finance Minister Barshaman Pun is scheduled to propose for discussions on the amendment bill related to Banking and Financial Institutions 2080. He will also propose for discussions on the Appropriation Bill 2081. The Parliament Secretariat has said that Minister for Communication and Information Technology, Rekha Sharma, is scheduled to propose to hold discussions and approve the Security Printing Bill 2078, which had been raised at the National Assembly along with the report of the Education, Health and Information Technology Committee. Despite the formation of the Parliamentary Probe Committee to investigate the fraud related to cooperatives, the police mechanism has continued its investigation into the abuse of billions of rupees deposited at cooperatives. There are only a few cooperative operators abusing large amount of money figuring billions of rupees. The daily wage workers who deposited their savings have been protesting with demands of the return of their money. However, a few individuals with large amount of money deposited at the cooperatives have remained quiet. Police investigation has identified the need to investigate the source of funds deposited at the cooperatives. Police investigations have raised questions on the sources of funds deposited at a few cooperatives. Only a few operators of cooperatives from among 31,000 cooperatives across the country have abused the funds. However, as the hundreds of thousands of depositors have begun demanding the return of their deposits, cooperatives operated in a sound manner are also likely to face problems. The Parliamentary Probe Committee has the jurisdiction of investing 29 cooperatives, but the police department has been investigating all of them from the initial phase. A total of 92 cases have been filed during the investigations conducted by police across the country in the past 10 months. With 192 individuals arrested, abuse of 64 billion rupees was discovered. Investigation has shown that 22 billion rupees was abused at Shivashikhar Cooperative alone, while more than 2 billion rupees was abused by the operators of Deorali Savings and Credit Cooperatives. However, with only 162 depositors having filed complaints demanding the return of only 650 million rupees, with this amount figuring very less than the amount abused by the operators, police is struggling to find the source of the total deposits and the whereabouts of the money. Questions have also surfaced regarding the Parliamentary Probe Committee's capacity to return 59,380 million rupees of the depositors of 29 cooperatives under its jurisdiction, as most operators of the cooperatives are at large and the money is suspected to have been sent abroad through illegal channels. Despite the fact of abuse of billions of rupees surfacing each year, inefficiency of the regulating authority of the cooperatives has increased the risk of the deposits never being recovered. Police has not investigated the source of money of those operating businesses through the funds from cooperatives. 7,381,218 depositors have saved their life earnings at cooperatives. At a time when the government, through its budget, has announced of addressing the plight of the victims of cooperatives, stakeholders have said that the Parliamentary Probe Committee should include experts to ensure the return of the savings. The real victims of cooperatives are protesting with the demand of return of their hard-earned money. In addition to that, there are doubts regarding the deposit of funds through illegal sources at cooperatives. Therefore, it is imperative for the Parliamentary Probe Committee to conduct required investigations also through the lens of money laundering. The first meeting of the Parliamentary Committee to probe into the irregularities in cooperatives was held in the Parliament building in New Baneshwar yesterday. The meeting, including Speaker Devraj Khimire, Committee's Chair Surya Bahadur Thapa along with its members. The meeting has given the Secretariat time till tomorrow to prepare the draft of its regulation, which will be finalized after that, according to Thapa. Another member of the committee, Ishwari Neupane, the committee is preparing to complete its task within the given time frame of 3 months. She added that the committee would work within its jurisdiction and furnish a report on the troubled cooperatives. A 7-membered parliamentary committee was formed to probe into the case on 28th of May, following repeated protests from main opposition at the parliament for the same, who alleged the involvement of Home Minister Rabi Lamichhane in cooperatives fraud case. The committee has been assigned the responsibility of probing 29 cooperatives within 3 months' time. However, it can also look into any additional complaints that it receives during the time period. Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: what message is Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal trying to give as he prepares to shuffle his cabinet for the 13th time? Your options are A, will do everything to sustain his government, B, it's a compulsion, and C, fostering unstable politics. Voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Increasing pollution has had a severe impact on the entire globe. Instead of reducing pollution, it is only increasing further, the larger impact of which is faced by least developed countries like Nepal. Nepal has faced 2 massive environment-related disasters in the past 2 months. Forest fires across the country increased air pollution and affected public lives, while the smoke from industries and factories covered the sky over most cities of the country, including the Kathmandu Valley. The area surrounding the Rara Lake was also polluted. Impact of pollution has been increasing in Nepal in recent years. Encroachment of Chure region and abuse of its natural resources have led to drying of water sources. Temperature is also increasing during the winter season. Despite the increase in forest area, destruction is being invited by allowing the operation of industries and factories in the forest area through policy-level decisions. Because of these steps, wild animals are entering human settlements. The amount of snow at mountains is on a decline, while glacial lakes are increasing because of the melting of snow caused by greenhouse gases. Risks of glacial lake outburst floods have increased. Despite all of these disasters, the government of Nepal has failed to make the best use of international forums to raise its concerns and make required progress. Nepal has a little role to play in the destruction of environment happening around the world. However, it has been facing the largest of impacts. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked in several provinces, what role should communities play in protecting the environment? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
फोहोर मैलाहरू जताभावी फाँकेर वातावरणलाई धमिल्याउने असर पार्ने खालका कामहरू गर्न हुँदैन।
राज्यले मात्रै सम्भव छैन, समुदायहरू नै हामी सबै चाहिँ लागेर यसलाई चाहिँ सबै चेतनामूलक ढंगले जनचेतना फैलाउने।
रुख रोप्नु पर्यो, जताभावी डोजर लाउनु भएन।
केमिकलहरुको कम प्रयोग गरौँ अनि हाम्रा चाहिँ नि खाली भएका क्षेत्रहरुमा विभिन्न किसिमका बिरुवाहरू चाहिँ लगाऊ।
वनमा डडेलो नलगाऊ, वनलाई बचाऊ।
धेरै भन्दा धेरै रुख रोप्नु पर्यो, हरियाली बढाउनु पर्यो।
नदी नालाहरूलाई सुरक्षित संरक्षण गर्नु पर्यो, जताभावी त्यसमा नदी नालाले फोहोरहरू गर्नु भएन।
वन जंगल फडाली गर्नु भएन, डाडेलो लगाउनु भएन।
घर अगाडि एउटा सके दुईटा तीनटा नसके एउटा भए पनि जति आफ्नो जग्गा क्षेत्रफलमा छ रुख रोप्ने।
प्लास्टिकहरुको एउटा यिनीहरुको सही ठाउँमा सदुपयोग गर्ने
जनचेतनामूलक कार्यक्रम गर्नुपर्छ, यसलाई निरन्तरता दिनुपर्छ, अभियानका रूपमा लैजानुपर्छ।
हामीले त्यो फालेको फोहोरहरूलाई चाहिँ रियुज गर्न सकिन्छ, रिसाइकल गरेर कुनै कुरामा युज गर्न सकिन्छ।
सडक लगायतका पूर्वाधार निर्माणको चरणमा चाहिँ धेरै डोजरहरू प्रयोग गर्ने, धेरै चाहिँ खन्ने कामले गर्दा वातावरण बिग्रिया छ, त्यसलाई नियन्त्रण गर्नुपर्छ।
समुदायमा निक्लेको फोहोर मैलालाई चाहिँ समुदायले नै व्यवस्थित गर्नु चाहिँ आवश्यक छ।
Time now for international update. After the announcement of election results in India, the process of forming a new government has started. Meanwhile, there were rumors that the Rahul Gandhi-led India alliance, which received encouraging votes, would also try to form the government. However, the alliance meeting held yesterday at the House of Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, in the presence of more than 24 leaders, has decided to remain in the opposition. After the meeting, Congress President Kharge thanked the voters and said that they had decided to stay in the opposition, continue the fight against Modi and a fascist rule of the BJP. He also made it clear that the new mandate had not given Modi-led BJP a clear majority, so the government that will now be formed will not last for many days, and they will gather a majority to form the government when the time comes. Likewise, the National Democratic Alliance unanimously elected Narendra Modi as its leader. The NDA coalition has prepared to form a new government on 7th June. The NDA leaders, along with Modi, have made preparations to meet President Draupadi Murmu tomorrow, while Modi will take the oath of office as the Prime Minister on 8th of June. Prior to this, Modi had resigned from the post of the Prime Minister yesterday. With the support of the NDA alliance, Narendra Modi is certain to become Prime Minister for the third consecutive term. However, he will be weaker compared to the previous two terms. The Rouse Avenue Court has extended the judicial custody of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Arrested in the liquor policy scam case, Chief Minister Kejriwal has to be further detained till June 19. He was brought to the court yesterday through video conference. Likewise, the court rejected the application for interim bail on his behalf. Kejriwal had asked for 7 days bail, citing health problems. The court dismissed his interim bail application by giving instructions to the relevant authorities to conduct the required health examinations. Special Judge Kaveri Baweja of Rouse Avenue Court will deliver the verdict on the Kejriwal case on 9th of July. After hearing the arguments of all parties, the court reserved its verdict on 28th of May. The Enforcement Directorate ED arrested him on 21st of March in the liquor policy scam case, and on 10th May, the Supreme Court released Kejriwal for the general elections for him to surrender on 2nd of June. After Kejriwal's 21-day stay outside the jail, he surrendered before the Tihar jail administration on Sunday evening. Russian President Vladimir Putin cautioned the West that Russia could use all available means to defend itself if its sovereignty or territorial integrity were threatened. When asked about the risks of nuclear war over Ukraine, Putin said that the West had repeatedly accused Russia of nuclear sabre rattling, but said that was wrong and pointed out that it was the United States which had used nuclear weapons against Japan in World War II. He said that Russia's nuclear doctrine permits such weapons to be used in response to a number of threats, and added that Russia had no plans to attack NATO member states. He added that Moscow would consider responding in kind directly against Western nations that allowed Ukraine to strike Russia with their long-range missiles. When asked about Russia's military losses in Ukraine, Putin said with absolute certainty that their losses were several times less than on the Ukrainian side. According to their calculations, the Ukrainian army loses about 50,000 people a month. Boeing's Starliner capsule flew its first crew of astronauts to orbit yesterday from Florida in a much-delayed test mission to the International Space Station, ISS, but the spacecraft has much left to prove before it can be certified for regular service. The CST-100 Starliner with astronauts Barry Butch Wilmore and Sunita Suni Williams aboard lifted off from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, strapped to an Atlas V rocket furnished and flown by the Boeing Lockheed Martin Open's new TAB joint venture United Launch Alliance ULA. The gumdrop-shaped capsule and its crew are headed for a rendezvous with the International Space Station following years of technical problems, delays, and a successful 2022 test mission to the orbital laboratory without astronauts aboard. The mission is a test flight required before NASA can certify Starliner for routine astronaut missions. Now in space, the capsule will need to execute precise maneuvers to dock with the ISS today, demonstrate it can stay docked for about 8 days, then safely return the 2 astronauts to Earth, among other flight objectives. After NASA certifies the Starliner, it will be able to serve the International Space Station, which remains an important scientific asset to the United States and the world. Getting Starliner to this point has been a fraught process for Boeing under its $4.2 billion fixed price contract with NASA, which wants the redundancy of the 2 different U.S. rides to the ISS. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good day.